Hey guys, so this is going to be a spoilers review starting right now. Slipknot dies, A, because Rick Flag presses the button, his head explodes. B, the Joker sucks in this. Everything he says is all catchphrases and a bunch of moaning and groaning and moving weirdly, and I just found that really distracting. Also, the way this whole movie was put together was like crap. Like it was so abrupt. Like the character changes, the musical changes was so abrupt. It was almost like someone just got out of film school and decided to direct this movie. Very horrible. And every character has their own little theme song. And by theme song, I meant like an Eminem song or some pop music to go along with their attitude, you know? Um, I don't know what to tell you guys. I'm just so disappointed. I love DC. I'm not a Marvel fanboy or even a DC fanboy. I just love DC first. That's my first love. But this movie, every it's almost as if the directors, the people behind this whole movie said, you know what? Critics and audiences love funny things, so let's add a lot of funny in there. They also love action, so we have to make it fun. Let's add action in there. The problem is it's not seemingly added. Everything is abrupt. First of all, the action scene was so long that I finally lost interest in the total outcome, which is to save the world. You forget that there's a time limit because while they're slicing and dicing these black-eyed monsters, they're gosh, it's just boring. It really is. Like the monsters are boring. I'm not saying the whole movie's boring. My attention was still towards the movie. However, I was asking a lot of questions while I'm watching the movie, which is not good. And then in the middle of all that fighting, they decide to go to a bar. Okay. Okay, let's slow things down after 40 minutes of fighting. No, that's exaggeration. 25, no, 30 minutes of fighting. Let's go to a bar. You saw that in the trailer. So they go to the bar, and all of a sudden they have a quote unquote emotional moment, but it's very misplaced. It should have been somewhere else. It felt like let's just insert this emotional spot right in the middle of this scene. That's what it felt like. It didn't feel like it was part of the 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 script and the movie. It felt very misplaced. And then out of nowhere, Harley, who is the most deranged of them all as far as excuse me, mentally, she decides to now become the moral compass. And sorry, excuse me, I have to clear my throat for some reason because I'm so fired up. Anyway, so Harley Quinn, out of the blue, wants to be the moral compass and is telling El Diablo, I'll just call him Diablo, that he needs to own his shit. I'm like, where is this coming from? I don't understand. Like, yes, he killed his family, but why is everyone hard on him? Like, if anything, all these other people are the ones that are worse. Because at least with El Diablo, with Diablo, at least he's remorseful, while all these other a-holes are not remorseful. So I don't know where that came from. It was just ridiculous, like so ridiculous. Um, what else? Uh, Jared, okay, let's talk about Jared Leto's Joker. Yeah, like I said, he starts making this all these moans and groans and body language, and he says all of these catchphrases that we've heard on the trailer, and he just says catchphrases. That's no joke. There is no way that we can watch him and be like, oh my gosh, that's the Joker I want. That's the Joker for me. No, when we're watching this movie, all he does is somebody's gonna get you hurt, or or this won't hurt you. I won't kill you. I'll just hurt you really, really bad. Or you like my girl, or like some weird stuff like there is no like the Joker just being his crazy self the way Harley is being her crazy self. Everything he does is just so catchphrasy. not necessarily realistic. So that's one of my negatives about the Joker. And okay, I'm gonna talk about the solid characters. What characters are solid in this movie? Rick Flag, number one. At least he's straight to the point. He's the most solid character out of all of them. He doesn't flip flop with his emotions or whatever. He's just solid soldier. Here's the problem, and it's not his fault, or nor the actor's fault. He is in a relationship with Enchantress, which is June Moon. Not Enchantress, but June Moon. This relationship does not go together. I'm sorry, it does not. She looks way younger than he does. Not only that, but she always has this stank face. Like she always has this stinky face. Like she smells something that's really stinky. Now I know Cara Delevingne from fashion, like from fashion magazines and her fashion history. Like I know all those things. She's not just a model. She was actually considered a supermodel for print work, for editorial work. You know, everyone went to her because she has the eyebrows and the face for it. But when it comes to acting, this does not convince me anything. If anything, I gotta say, Enchantress, her as Enchantress, at least for me, was a little bit more believable or cooler or something than her as June Moon. As June Moon, she consistently had this little stinky face that she would do, and it was so distracting. Like there was no time for you to actually like fall in love with her and feel sorry for her, because from the minute we see her, she's always in sad face or stank face. So now when they show us flashbacks of her and Flag maybe being a little happy together, you just kind of don't believe it. I don't know. Ay ay ay. Okay. Killer Clock, Killer Clock, Killer Croc was solid in a way that he didn't say much. He just grunted and did his thing, but at least he wasn't distractingly bad, you know? He was just a monster and he accepted it and he loved it. And that's pretty cool. Um who else can we talk about? Boomerang? I expected him to say more like racist things and nasty things and over the top things. Nothing. Practically, you can't even understand any of the things he says. Like, it is that. It is that messed up, to be honest. Like, it's that. Wow, wow. I'm hoping there's a director's cut for this. Um, let's and he's not that interesting, to be honest. So put that aside, unfortunately. Um Katana. Yes, they make such a big deal about that sword, but in reality, she doesn't really do much with it. I'm sorry, but she just slices monsters, and that's gravy. That's great. But that's what you do to monsters. You see, like a soul sucking sword doesn't really do much to it. So that's another disappointing part. And if it did, then they sure as hell didn't highlight it good enough. Like, I was expecting that maybe her sword had the ability to maybe cut Enchantress and like kind of harm her, because it is a supernatural versus supernatural thing. No, nothing. By the way, Enchantress ends up opening uh Enchantress is the one who brings her brother to life, and the brother looks cool. I like the design of the monsters, except the brother was just once again the dark side, or the Doomsday. Like he was just like going around just making monster noises and trying to like trying to defeat the good guy, the bad guys, but good guys. So you know, it just really, I don't want to say bored because that's an exaggeration, but it disappointed me. Amanda Waller was cutthroat. That was no joke. She did not hold back. Although to the point where it was really like almost I didn't really care about her. It was too much. So that's another thing. Um, in case you're wondering, Enchantress, aka June Moon, is alive. June Moon is alive. We don't know about Enchantress. Um, Diablo shocked me because he turned into a fire god, an Aztec Mayan, either Mayan or Aztec sun god, which is pretty cool. So I thought that was unique, and that really made me smile. But that was At least, and see, that's the bad thing. Why is it that that one scene is the thing that takes away from everything when in reality, we should all really be surprised and excited and just pumped up to see the Suicide Squad taking on a bad villain, a bad guy. Instead, no, Diablo turns into a god himself, releases a god from his body at least, or maybe he is the god and fights these other gods. And yes, yes, there is. Okay, here's the thing. Enchantress is so strong, yet she decided to turn herself into a okay, she was okay. She was basically creating this thing where she's gonna envelope the whole world with darkness, right? And that's what the Suicide Squad's gonna try and stop. Well, she takes her time to stop from doing that so that she can fight the Suicide Squad hand to hand. And here is the thing, she is a goddess, yet these mere mortals, and mind you, the mortals may have powers, some of them, but that doesn't make them mortal or immortal. They're still mortal. Yet this goddess can destroy them and doesn't and can't. It was just so weird. And then she goes, "Oh, um, you guys fight really well. You've earned my respect. Here, bow down before me, and I will make you part of my team or whatever." I'm like, whatever, get out of here. Oh yeah, yeah. And then there's a scene with Joker and Harley jumping in a pool of acid, and they should be dead, but they're not. Just their clothes melt, but their skin doesn't melt. Like it's just a little too much. I'm guessing they're trying to say the acid turned their skin white. Whatever. Okay, and okay, okay. Let's put it this way, the trailer for this movie is amazing. The trailer for this movie, it's as if you watched the movie very fast. It was so good. But when you watch the movie, not as good. From the character dialogue, the dialogue even is very abrupt and it's just not cohesive and it doesn't. Okay, also, in the beginning of the movie, Amanda Wallace talking about each character, so it's a montage of characters, and each character gets their own little title card and everything, and then it comes with their own hip hop music or pop music to accompany their character. Here is the thing: I might not laugh at that in any other circumstance, but in this circumstance, I was kind of scoffing because the songs were so abrupt. One moment it's Eminem. Next thing you know, it's Queen for one of these guys. Next thing you know, it's some lady hip hop girl. Next thing for each character, but like it's so abrupt, you know? It doesn't transition quietly. It abruptly changes to like it was just too much, man. They were doing too much. I'm sorry, WB. I love you. I support you so much. Kevin Fujihara, I support you. If you don't know who he is, he's apparently the guy who's in charge of all of Warner Brothers stuff, and he and his board of committees tried to force DC Warner Brothers or yeah DC Warner Brothers film and David Ayer to add more funny and action and stuff that people like in there, and that's what made it a little bit murky. Not only that, but apparently Kevin Fujihara, the lead of all of Warner Brothers, actually hired another group of trailer people of movie people to create a separate version of the movie to test it out to audience. So they gave these two movies to an audience testing, and the audience testing ended up liking David Ayer's one, which is gonna release this weekend. They like that one better than Kevin Fujihara's other one that he got. That's great and all, but it's still kind of choppy. So anyway, what else I was gonna say? Stay towards the end credit, halfway through the end credit. It's Amanda Waller and Ben Affleck talking. And Amanda Waller goes says to and they said something heated to each other. Amanda Waller goes something like this, like something like, "You need to stop working those night shifts, Mr. Wayne." or something to that effect. And Mr. Wayne's like, and Bruce Wayne's like, if you don't stop this task force, I'm gonna stop you. I'm gonna gather me and my team to stop you. So that was crazy. Also, he was flipping through these task force, and it had Barry's name on it, Aquaman's name on it, and I'm thinking to myself, um, why are they in this list, in Amanda Waller's list? Is she gonna try and take them? Obviously, that's not gonna happen, but still, it's just really weird. Unless Bruce Wayne got those information so that he can find um the Flash and Aquaman. I'm thinking that's why this might be a past movie as opposed to a present time with the Justice League. This could be the past, so we'll see. What else do I want to say? I have nothing else to say. I've said all the spoilers there needs to be said. Go watch the movie, guys. Don't trust my word. I want you to see it for yourself and you let me know what you think. Because for me, not good. Not good. Now, I'm still going to go see it one more time. Maybe I might feel better. You never know. But, and by the way, guys, I didn't have any expectations. I just came in there with open heart and open mind. Okay? And wow, no. Okay, guys, I don't know if I skipped this part, but the Flash shows up towards a scene where they're doing montages, and Boomerang is he's robbing a vault, a bank, and he kills someone. I think he does anyway. And the Flash shows up, and it's the Flash who's credited for sending him to jail. Now, the Flash was only there for like 5 seconds, so clearly he's not fast enough to elude our eyes, but he was just there for 5 seconds. Um, what else? Oh, Batman. So if any of you guys are wondering how many scenes does Batman have on here? Mm, there's stunt double Batman, which is on the car and stuff. However, and however, the Batman like that are up close is played by Ben Affleck. So the Batman who confronts Deadshot when Deadshot was in regular clothes with his daughter, that's Ben Affleck. The Batman in a dream sequence by Deadpool, excuse me. Whoa, that was weird. By Deadshot. I really hope this movie will have the success that Deadpool had. So that's what I wish. I don't care if I have these negative reviews. I want this movie to be successful so we can get a sequel, a better one, with a different director. Um, yeah, so uh, the the Bruce Wayne, aka Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne, is in the scene with Harley when he rescues Harley from a car crash and then gives her CPR. And he's also, I don't know, is that it? That could be it. Oh, of course, and the end credits. But yeah, and this was a good movie. It was a good enough movie. It just had a lot of really loud flaws for me. Who knows? You guys might like it. I don't care. Why? Because I'm a supporter of DC and I want them to succeed. Just for me, this did not do it. Anyways, guys, thanks for listening.